Hi, welcome to this film review for John Wick Chapter 2. I really liked it. It's not for everyone though. If you don't like the kind of film where people go around getting killed, getting shot at the whole way through the film, then it's probably not for you. But if you like some action with some good choreography, good camera work, good sounds. Actually, good sounds. There was one thing that bugged me. I'll get to that later. I'll get to my niggles later. But to start with, the good points, you can clearly see that they have put a lot of work and a lot of effort into the choreography on the fight scenes and everything, because you don't get the shaky cam, you don't get it zoomed right in, and I don't like that. I've mentioned that before on my Triple X film review. I mentioned that, where the camera just zooms right in on the action to make it seem more dramatic than it really is. They don't do that on this. They keep it really good. The camera stays panned out, zoomed out. You don't get the shaky cam. It's just a nice steady camera, and the actors give you the action, and you can see that it's actually them and not stunt doubles, and you can see that they've put a lot of work into it, a lot of effort into it, a lot of time and effort, and the skills there. And you can see in the martial arts bits, the fighting scenes, and there's quite a few scenes, there's quite a few bits, particularly near the beginning of the film, where John Wick, or Keanu Reeves, was doing moves that I recognised from my own karate fighting dojo. Moves that I've done. I'm not saying I'm any good at doing them, but I have done them. Things like MPs into the back, catching the roundhouse moshigiri kicks, grabbing that and throwing them down, things like that. And I was thinking, I recognise these moves, I've done these moves. So yeah, it's really good. The storyline is quite good, it flows through. The beginning of the film starts off almost directly where the first film left off. In the first film, obviously, he resolved several issues about killing the guy who shot his puppy and stole his car. I can't actually remember his name. We'll call him Theon Greyjoy because he's in Game of Thrones. Is that name? Oh, what's his name? I can't remember. Anyway, so you see he's resolved all those issues, but he doesn't get his car back in the first film. That issue is never resolved. So, right at the beginning of this film, he gets his car back. I don't see why he couldn't have just asked for it back. He has to go in guns blazing, but you get some nice fight scenes out of it. So there we go. And it's very, straight into the beginning of the film. It's like, this what this film is about. They're not messing about, straight in. So he gets his car back. That part of the story is now resolved, but due to his actions, because he had previously retired and then he came back into the world of killing people, there's a consequence to that. You can't just retire, come back and then retire again, apparently. There are consequences. So somebody comes along and he doesn't give him a choice, basically, due to a previous arrangement. He doesn't have a choice. He has to then go on another assignment, which he doesn't want to do, but it's either that or his life is forfeit. So he does the job. And then this just opens up a whole new world to you. See a lot more of the company, the organisation that you kind of get to see in the first film with the hotel, but you see a lot more of it. It's a lot more involved, a lot more detailed, how the inner workings of it all goes and how everything happens in the film, how everything happens in this world that John Wick lives in. All the assassins, all the people associated with the assassins and all that. So that's quite good that it's expanded the story. It does help if you've seen the first one, because it doesn't waste time introducing characters. It kind of assumes you already know who they are from the first film, and then even when it does introduce new characters, it kind of just goes straight in. It doesn't really waste time with backstories. It just gets straight in. This is what's happening. This is all you need to know for this part of the story, and then it moves on. Then there are a couple of, like with Lawrence Fishburne's character, you get a very brief talk about their history, but it's just a few words, just so you get to know that these two do know each other in the past, and now we're at the stage where they're at.
Somebody please get this man a gun.
I really enjoyed it. There are some funny moments. You think, oh, a film about lots of people getting headshots all the way through the film. How can it have some funny moments? It does have some funny moments. I don't know if they're naturally intended moments, but I think they were. So it's not a comedy per se, but there are some moments in there where you kind of just a little laugh, and there were some other people in the cinema around me and had a little bit of a laugh as well. It's actually a fairly quiet cinema when I went. Maybe it was the time of the day. I went about 6 o'clock on a Friday, so I thought there'd be more people in there than there were, but I don't know, maybe a later show there might be more people. So I really liked it. It's got a good story. It's not the best story. There are films with better stories, but it's not bad. It is good. Action sequences are really good. None of this zoomed in nonsense, none of this shaky cam nonsense. A nice steady wide shot, so the actors give you all the action. I liked that. No things flying through the air and stunts and acrobatics, none of that nonsense. Just straight plain forwards. Two people fighting on the ground, either hand-to-hand combat or shooting each other. Action. Quite believable and very well done. You can clearly see the training and the effort that's gone into it. It isn't like two actors have just come along and said, oh, it's a fight scene, let's just make some rubbish up and then get in some stunt doubles. You can clearly see the choreography and the effort that's gone in, and it's well known that Keanu Reeves trained long and hard for the first film and this film, and it shows. It does show. He isn't just some actor who's winging it and pretending to be an action fighter like a lot of these action heroes do. You can see he knows what he's doing. You can see he's had the gun training. You can see he's had the martial art training. You can see that he is dedicated to his craft, and it comes across, which is nice. I like that. There were a couple of criticisms though. It's not a perfect film. There are a few things that's wrong. Keanu Reeves, or John Wick, punches a lot of people, and every single time he hits someone you get a big thud, thud, thud. Now trust me, when you hit somebody you might get a little bit of a noise, but not much though. I mean, I've hit a lot of people in my time in my karate, and you don't get really big thuddy noises, and this is something they like to put in films. They used to do it a lot in the old days, but I thought they kind of started taking them out. But it's just constant thud. I'm just boom, 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 thud. I can't make the noise, okay? But about halfway through, I really started to notice it, and I was thinking, this is silly. You don't need these stupid sound effects every single time he hits someone, and he hits a lot of people a lot of times, and it's just every single time thinking, okay, maybe the film wouldn't be as dramatic without it, but I'd think they've gone to so much effort to making it seem as realistic as possible with all the training and the choreography on the fight scenes and having the good camera work, so you don't have lots of jump cuts, because I don't like, the zoomed in jump cut fight scenes, because the reason they do that is because any idiots can just get together, pretend that they're fighting, put it all into editing and make it look half decent. But with this, they're relying on the training that they've had, and they go to all this effort, and I felt they spoilt it a bit of the constant thud, 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 thud. And it's just like, why have they done that? It's not necessary. A lot of films do it though. It's not just this film. A lot of films do it, and I didn't think it was necessary. Or if they did need to do it, they didn't have to have it quite so loud, because every single punch, you're in a cinema with surround sound speakers and it's just constant thud, thud, thud. So that's one criticism. Another criticism is at the end of the film, I'm not going to give it away with a spoiler, but they kind of hint at the true size of the organisation. It's like right on the closing scene of the film, and you're thinking, this organisation is huge. There's no way that organisation would really be that big. It's kind of verged into cartoon type territory. So not everyone in the organisation is an assassin, but there's a lot of people in the organisation, and just the very last scene it ruined a bit. It's setting up for a dramatic finish, and it looks like they're setting up for a third film, but is a little bit unnecessary, the size of what happened. So yeah, I recommend it. If you're the kind of person that doesn't like watching a film where people get killed every couple of minutes, then this is not for you, don't go and watch it. But if you like, if that doesn't matter to you, if you like a film with good choreography, good camera work, good sound effects, good score, mostly apart from all the thuds on the punching, good acting, good story, good script. Not the best story, not the best script, but it's good enough, you know, it's enjoyable. Then go watch it. I highly recommend it. But on the other hand, if your type of film is more of a romantic comedy, then this probably isn't for you. I'd recommend something else. Don't know what. I'd say I'll watch some romantic comedies on my future film reviews, and then I'll let you know in those. So check them out. Subscribe to see when I make those reviews. If you like this video, then a thumbs up would be brilliant. You don't have to give me one. If you liked this and you want to check out my other stuff, subscribe by clicking up here on my face, or check out some of my other videos. There's one there, and one there, and that'd be brilliant. And I'll see you later. Cheers, bye.